So a beloved amazing Pokemon YouTuber quit YouTube this year, Bird Keeper Toby. Y'all, I've been doing Bird Keeper Toby's Want to Battle Tag video almost every year I think. And then last year I foolishly insulted the man, the myth, the legend himself. And as is also tradition on this channel is me roasting the questions because they are bad and boring. Shots fired.
They're bad and boring.
Thinking such a high noble wouldn't even mingle out to look at a video of a filthy casual like me. But he did. He came, and he saw, and he took the shot I fired. And now that's the last interaction I had with him before he quit. The last thing I did was to insult him. The shame, the dishonor. I chased this man out of YouTube like a fool. Bird Keeper Toby was a key inspiration to me starting my own channel. I look up to him and I'm also very grateful to the projects he's let me be part of. He actually commissioned me years ago to make his own childhood Pokémon drawings like come to life. And I was a nobody at the time. To be fair, I'm still a nobody. Like, I don't even qualify for YouTube's ad program, that's how low my views are. Not to make it a pity party about me. I'm just trying to say that him taking a chance on an artist who's like super small and unknown, that is such a kind thing to do. And I'm really grateful for it.
And I've got to give a massive shout out to Elite Trainer Lynn, who is the fantastic artist who you will see as the video goes on, who brought these drawings of mine to life.
And since we're talking about it, I've never posted them anywhere myself, so why not do it now? These are the behind the scene, like, artist thoughts on Bird Keeper Toby's Pokémon that I made. I don't have the sketches they're based on anymore, but they're still in Toby's video if you wanna see them. The video is called My 10 New Pokemon Designs. I'll leave a link in the description for you. It's unlisted, so you can only watch it if you have a link. Because I guess Toby didn't think he was good enough to be on his main channel page anymore, but it's in a playlist on his channel, so that's how I found it again. I don't know, maybe if he sees this he'll private it because he doesn't like it or something, but right now it's still watchable. Fun fact, it was made around Halloween, so Toby used my temporary Halloween profile pic in the video, which I think is funny, because I only had that like for a few days, and that just happened to be the time he like took it to use it for his video. And second fun fact, to this day, my username is spelled incorrectly in the description of the video, but the like @ name is correct though, so it's fine. It's just the word trainer that's incorrect. Anyway, let's start. I think Toby said that this first one was intended to be a fossil Pokemon. This one was different than Toby had imagined it, I remember him saying that, but in a good way. He had imagined the spine on the outside, and I had made it internal. It evolves once, but has a split evolution. The first evolution originally only had one set of arms, but Toby wanted me to add 2 more sets. So 6 arms, baby. Next evolution used King's Rock, so obviously it has the King's Rock crown on its head, because it's such a physical Pokemon, given that it's like all veins and bones. So I thought literally adding King's Rock made sense for this one. I think it originally looked slightly different, but I changed it into like looking like the item. That was my artist take on it, and he didn't mind it, so. Then we have 2 red dragons. One is just so round, it's like a walking dragon egg. Or like a dragon-type Gengar kinda. And the larger one was based on Toby's childhood toy, I believe. I didn't know that while drawing it, but that's very cute actually, to make someone's like childhood toy into a Pokemon adorable. And I wish we had more dragon Pokemon that are just like dragons, instead of just like a giant palm tree, you know? And you've heard about Crocodile Dundee. Now get ready for Crocodile Bee. It's a bee and a crocodile. And because childhood Toby loved bees and wasps, allegedly, do not take this as fact, there's another bee wasp thingy. This one actually used to be a brighter yellow and the stinger was like folded, but Toby wanted it adjusted so it didn't look like it was like stinging its own belly. So this is the end result. And I think it's funny that he wanted the stinger to be adjusted because in the end, in the video it's placed in a way so it's like the stinger is out of frame. So you don't see it anyway. I think these 2 are a bit more like Digimon-like than Pokemon. I think it's the more like slightly realistic bug parts, and probably that they don't look as friendly. Pokemon tend to, you know, look a bit more friendlier. These still look a bit mean, but they're cool. Then we have the blue guys, and they're not evolutions, but they're different forms of the same Pokemon. I remember the horns were changed from black to yellow, or like a golden yellow. And I think between this and the red dragon, I feel like childhood Toby liked Gengar because they both had these like big toothy smiles like Gengar. Which is valid, because Gengar is a great Pokemon. Then we have the Crystal Dragon. I think out of all of Toby's like fake mons, this is the one that I would want to be real. I know we can like terrestrialize Pokemon now, but it's not the same. I want a giant Crystal Dragon. Or I think it's technically like a Wyvern, but that's a type of dragon, so same thing really. Then there's the 3-eyed Walrus. He's a nice guy, I think. But this is the craziest one out of them all. It's the Cyclone guy, and fun fact, he used to have a happy face, but Toby wanted him to look a bit more like aggressive and less happy, so now he's got an angry face. And then we have the terrifying big brain octopus. Toby specifically wanted it to have the colors of Manaphy. This one looks like it wants to take over the world, like world domination is its plan, for sure. Then we have the black and blue egg that evolves into this wonderful thing. I could immediately tell this childhood sketch was based on Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I am in fact also a massive nerd who was into Yu-Gi-Oh! And then he mentioned it in his video, because he didn't tell me this, he just mentioned it in the video, and I was like, I knew it! I knew they were based on Yu-Gi-Oh! But he didn't tell me, and I didn't tell him that I knew, but I knew. We both knew. So that was all of the Fakemon that he made as a kid that I brought to life. One thing I do remember is that they were all slightly like animated in Toby's video, which I had no part in, and if I had known that was going to happen, I think I would have made changes to some of the poses just to make them better while moving. But you know, it's not the end of the world. Anyway, that was a really fun project to help bring it to life. I really enjoyed it. But that's not all Toby let me do for him. Let's take a trip to Alola, because Toby also commissioned me to make Alolan forms for some Gen 2 Pokemon for him. First one was Alolan Steelix, based on Crystal Onyx, and this is basically all of the info and like direction that I got from Toby, so they're all based on his idea, but he kind of let me do whatever I wanted with it. Then we had Blossom, that's a water type, which he even said was to match Wildplume from my own Alolan Pokemon for all Gen 1 Pokemon series that I did, so he could like shout it out in the video, and that is so very sweet of him. I'm very grateful for it. Next was Sunflora that grew taller and into a fire type. And then I added a Pikachu for scale because I thought I was 1, very cute and funny, and 2, I wanted people to realize like just how big it is. It's not just like Sunflora but taller, it's like a lot taller. And the petals of Sunflora here are actually based on how a red sunflower looks to make it like more realistic. At the same time, it looks a bit more fire typey. And then we had a grass and fairy type Togepi that sits in a coconut instead of an eggshell. And I remember this one being in the thumbnail of the video, and just seeing it on his channel made me so really happy. Like again, I'm a nobody, so like someone I admire just featuring me, and like it's even in the thumbnail, that was such a good feeling. And then he wanted an ice and water type Delibird. He sent a picture of a rockhopper penguin as inspiration, and I thought it was such a fun idea because I actually based it partly on a pirate, or a Blackbeard to be specific, because they're kind of like opposite of Santa and Delibird. Like they steal things to put in their tail bag instead of handing things out. So I really like this one, even though I guess it kind of just looks like a penguin, but I like it. The next project Toby had me in was making evolutions for existing Pokemon. We're moving away from Alola into Johto, Gen 2 again. And at one point for a different video, I think it was actually before the Alolan video, but it fits better here, Toby asked me to make a pre-evolution for Taurus and Miltank. He told me to make whatever I wanted, like just a cough Pokemon. And this little guy is the result. My own name for it was Moobell. And I just drew what I wanted was just like a cute little cough-looking Pokemon with traits from both evolutions. I don't know what the video is called, or if it's privated by Toby by now. I couldn't find it, so this might be the only place to still see this drawing, I don't know. Or maybe it's hidden somewhere on Toby's channel, I don't know. But yeah, for the evolutions. This video is also unlisted from the main channel, so only available in a link that's in the description. First, a Duskstone evolution of Houndoom based on Cerberus. Very cool idea. And a bulky Sudowoodo evolution that stays rooted in battle, based on the Deku tree. I don't play Zelda, so I don't really know what that is, if I'm being honest. But I think it turned out fine. A spiky steel evolution of Corsola that evolved to avoid getting eaten by Marini in Alola. So it has like steel spikes instead that can't be eaten. I think it's okay, but I think it's a bit basic. Like I could have done better with this one, is my honest take. And then he wanted a hairier Ursaring evolution. I love bears, so heck yeah, I'm always down to draw a bear. I think I actually kinda nailed this one. It doesn't look like Ursaluna, obviously, now that we have Ursaluna to compare it to. It didn't exist back then. But like, I feel like this could have been a Gen 2 Pokemon. But that's just in my humble opinion. And then Toby wanted a fairy evolution of Dunsparce. I don't like the Dunsparce. I think my take is better. That's all I'm gonna say about this one. And these were all the Gen 2 evolutions I made for Toby. I also had a lot of fun making these. Fun project. Then in 2022, Toby graciously let me be part of the Tree of Evolution poster, so check out the Hisuian Pokemon I drew for it. Plus, Graphii. I'm such a big fan of bears and Ursaluna, so like the fact that I'm the one who got to draw it made me incredibly happy. Graphii too, like to be the artist, to draw an artist Pokemon, that just feels like incredibly fun and special. So I'm really happy with the Pokemon he asked me to draw for him. I am so happy to have been even a tiny part of Toby's wonderful YouTube career. I've even drawn him fan art in the past because I was just genuinely a fan. One was for his birthday and another was like a TCG card. And I even got to meet Toby in person at Pokemon World in London in 2022. He signed a Pokemon card for me. He got to pick it himself and he picked Turtwig. Why did he pick Turtwig? I don't know, but he did. I hope he'll come back to YouTube one day. I'm sorry I insulted him and chased him off YouTube. It's all my fault. I may never recover. So until next time, trainers, when I've died and turned into a ghost type from shame, I'll see you then. Bye! Okay, I did actually have another interaction with Toby. I left a comment on his quitting YouTube video and he replied. So my comment was, "You're one of the people who inspired me to make my own channel. I'm so sad to see you go, and even if 20 years pass, I'll probably still hold on hope that you're coming back one day, lol. But even if you don't, I wish you the best of luck with the future and whatever you choose to do." And 3 big hearts. And Toby replied, "Aw, snackslikin and snacky oo for doing my first ever Pokemon video project with me, big smiley." It also went on to inspire so much. Thanks, Tobes.